guys, it's Christian. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually in between classes. I have an hour gap right now. I'm gonna admit I be talking to myself, and on the way back to my dorm for my last class, I was just thinking about all of the self-care discussions that I've been having lately. So y'all know I'm a wisdom scholar, and during one of our most recent reflection meetings, we were talking about the importance of self-care and listening to your body and that voice in your head, that's your intuition. Just ultimately trusting yourself and doing what makes you happy so that you can be your best self. And also in wellness classes at Spelman, of course there's an emphasis on good physical health, but also they really push you to foster good self-care practices. During a workout, they're like, what did you eat today? What are you gonna eat after this? What do you do to cope with stress? Like, what time do you set aside to make sure that you are taking care of you and your body and your soul? And I just think that this is such an important conversation to have because of the high intensity of being a young adult who's in college, who has goals. It can be a lot going on in your life, and if you're not taking care of yourself, it's just gonna lead to burnout. But anyway, yeah, I do think that there needs to be more discussions, more workshops about ways that you can take care of yourself in high stress situations. The reality is we all have a lot on our plate, whether you're a student or you're working a job, you're trying to support yourself or your family. It's a lot. What happens is we develop these unhealthy coping mechanisms, and it just really puts our health in jeopardy. For example, a lot of the people on this beautiful campus of Spelman College have a lot going on. I've talked about this multiple times. You know, they're Spelman women. They have a lot going for themselves. They have all this stuff to do in a day, and they don't sleep. They have not been in touch with the spirit lately. It gets to the point where they're kind of going through the motions. It's really not healthy to be that way, because when you normalize being busy and being exhausted and not having time to take care of yourself, issues go unseen. Stress-related illnesses, insomnia, anxiety. There are so many things that can go wrong, and people don't even notice it until it's too late, until they're in a hospital bed. We haven't normalized checking in on yourself. We haven't normalized putting ourselves first before our responsibilities. After that thing with me happened last semester where I had to go home for a weekend, I spent the summertime just thinking about ways that I could avoid going through that ever, and also just coming up with advice that I could give to people so they won't have to go through the same thing either. One of the first things that I tried to set into my mind is that I can't control everything. Things happen, and it's your reaction to those things that is the most important thing. When things would go crazy for me, I would cry. I would forget to breathe. We're all gonna have bad weeks where it's just one thing after another. So it's kind of like, okay, if things are happening over and over again, and I keep forgetting to breathe, and I just keep having these episodes, it's ultimately gonna just blow up into this one big thing. And it did. I tell people a lot that it's my faith that gets me through a lot of things, because I know that God wouldn't put me in a situation that He didn't think that I could get through, or that He couldn't deliver me from. I think just finding something to believe in really helps in self-care. Things are in your hands, but there's just a much greater power at work in our lives. The second thing that I really try to emphasize for myself and for others is to find things that make you happy. When I'm around my family, I'm very happy, I'm very fulfilled. I definitely took advantage of my close proximity to home. Literally yesterday, I called my mom and my sister. I was like, I know it's only for a couple hours, but can y'all come pick me up? Because I have to get away from here. For some people, it's exercising. For other people, it's creative things like reading and writing, you know, making music, making art. For some people, it's putting on a facial mask after a long day. It's just little minor things that, you know, kind of slows down time, and the focus is purely on you. Identifying those things and setting time apart throughout the week to do those things really kind of balances everything out. I haven't really talked about like how sophomore year has been going. It hasn't been bad, but it has been very busy. Things started really quickly, like starting a chapter on the first day of classes quickly. There was no adjustment period for me. It was just, I'm a student, and you know, it's time to get to work. I was finding that I was dedicating all of my time to my work That's mostly because I had already set goals for myself. Academically, I want to raise my GPA and, you know, get grades that I know I got because I worked my hardest, not because I was floating by. I would push through the exhaustion. I have chemistry at 8 a.m. 4 days a week, so my days start pretty early. They go all the way until the afternoon. So I would really be tired. My eyelids would be drooping. My eyes would be burning. I wouldn't allow myself to rest. When it hit nighttime, I would be to sleep within like 5 minutes because my body was just working itself to the ground. So I would say I was burnt out probably by the 3rd week, and that's so early. Kind of made adjustments. I'm still a workaholic, but I've modified it a little bit, like one nap won't hurt. I knew that if I was tired in all of my classes that, you know, I couldn't really be present or interactive. That's just an example, you know. You have to make modifications, even though it seems to be working in terms of you're getting stuff done, you're getting the grades you want. It's not worth your health. It's not worth your sleep. It's not worth it. Okay, it's 2:30, so I finished with 30 minutes to spare until my last class today. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a good rest of your week, and until my next video, bye.